And yeah, we are live.
We are live. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone out there. We are here at our sponsor highlight for the zkVerify Hackathon. My name is Gwen from zkVerify. I look at APAC, Asia Pacific, and what we do in terms of bringing zkVerify to market. I have here with me Joel, my colleague, also from zkVerify. Joel, say wave and say hi. Wave.
Hi guys. Hi everyone.
And sponsor highlight Joshua, who's a co-founder of zkPass. So Joshua and zkPass has been a great supporter of zkVerify, the ZK space. And so today we really want to kind of focus on having a little fireside chat session with him to find out more about zkPass. So first, I will pass on to Joel to give us a short. Yes, thanks, Joshua. First to Joel to give us a short introduction about hackathon. If you're just tuning in, we've been holding a hackathon since November 20th and will run till next week. So Joel here will give you more details.
Yeah, I think this is pretty exciting, especially closing the year with hackathon. Going a little bit of details in the hackathon and what we are looking for and what even the judges are looking for, right? It's basically a ZK focused hackathon. We are looking for projects who are pushing the boundaries in terms of using our zero knowledge proof verification chain, right? So zkVerify is set to launch early next year. And this hackathon provides a very exciting platform for developers, whoever's tuning in, to create very impactful applications here and to even build on top of some of our co-sponsors, right? Platforms like zkPass, for example. Right now, you guys are competing in a prize pool of $26,000. And these awards will be rewarding projects from enhancing zkVerify tools to integrating zkVerify itself using different applications or even any kinds of privacy preserving applications. Yeah. So join us, and this is very exciting, right? So join us. Applications are still running and it's still open. So feel free to access our documents that we will link after this video.
Yeah,
One
easy to
pretty,
find out
yeah,
more about zkVerify, zkverify.io, right, Joel?
yeah, exactly. And yeah, I also want to bring up one thing, right? We have a hackathon participant who has always been in our hackathon since the very start, since ETH Warsaw earlier this year. He has been participating quite a bit in many hackathons. He have won some here and there. So, give him some competition. I know there's already a bunch signing up across different continents. But it's always nice to see people coming back, and it's even nicer to see new developers coming in. So I think this is also a good segue, right, to introduce Joshua, right, from zkPass as one of our sponsors for the hackathon. I'll leave the introductions to him, but if you're interested in building on top of or even using zkPass, I think this is a perfect opportunity to hear what he has to say, what kind of use cases he's looking at, and also what they're looking for, right? So maybe Joshua could select you as one of the winners. So yeah,
Yeah,
without further ado, yeah, Gwen, back to you, I guess.
yeah, no. So today it is exactly a sponsor highlight. So exploring the future of secure connections with zkPass. So Joshua, tell us what is zkPass?
Yeah, thanks for having me in this live stream. It's a great opportunity to kind of introduce zkPass to you guys. In terms of zkPass, what we are building is a zk kind of like an oracle, like a private data oracle, just kind of like a chaining. It's a public data oracle. It's feeding the public data from Web 2 to Web 3. It's kind of Bitcoin price or this type of public data. But on the internet, there are another type of data which is private based. So you need username and a password to log into. So for this account based, we call it the private data. Actually, it takes maybe 80% of the whole internet data, right? So everybody needs to log into certain accounts every day, every second, something like that. So for this type of data, zkPass's mission is to converting this type of private data into zero knowledge proof, just bridge the Web2 data, Web2 private data on chain as zero-knowledge proof. So just as simple as that. So in one sentence, what zkPass does is we are a private data oracle. So it's able to feed in any private data as long as you're able to log into your own account on any website. It could be the bank website, it could be Coinbase, Binance, could be the government, could be school, whatever. And then as long as you can log in, verify, okay, this is my account, my data, my assets. Okay, you're able to generate whatever proofs with a zero-knowledge proof. That's why we are kind of like working with zkVerify. So we are kind of in the same scope to kind of like a bridge all of the private data into zero-knowledge proof. And that's basically what we do. And in terms of like the user cases, we, as you can imagine, we are able to feed in any kind of private data, related to the user, which means, okay, user able to build the profile, right? Any profile regarding, the privacy related, data or assets into Web3 as the kind of like the profile basic. So that's basically what we are building. Yeah.
And I
So
think that, Joshua, there's many use cases to dive into, right? But I really like that you talk about Web 2 and Web 3, because here even though we are all on Web 3, I think we believe the future, ZK is bigger than Web 3, right? So that's why here at zkVerify, we're super excited to help make that future come to pass. Joel, you have questions for Joshua, I know.
Yeah, I think the first question that I want to ask is one of your use cases as well, right? And you can definitely expand on that. I did come across an article on what zk Pass is doing, especially in the zk KYC space, right? So zk Pass is doing a lot, and there's many use cases there. I'd love to hear more. Like maybe what's your favorite use case so far, and where you see zk Pass going into, especially in the Web2 space, in terms of use cases.
yeah, so in terms of the user cases, we do have a lot of like user cases, like you mentioned, like Joe mentioned, the KYC related. I would say the most common and the no hanging fruit user cases. So every project probably needs that would be let's say proof of humanity side. If you're doing air jobs or doing something like points related, you need to do the SQL resistance. But the traditional way is kind of like sometimes is complicated. So with the zkPass, you just maintain a proof to say, okay, I own a Coinbase account. That's good enough, right? Just to show, okay, you are not a robot or something like that. So we have done like I wouldn't say thousands, at least kind of like about 100 projects or something like that. They just working with us in this scope. That's basically would it be the mass adoption in terms of like okay, you are able to generate a proof to show you own a certain amount of Bitcoin in your Binance or Coinbase account. You graduate from Harvard, and your Web2 credit score is certain amount. So this type of user, or you can, let's say we get one user cases which is okay. There's a bunch of people, and they want to build a certain like Web2 DAOs. Let's say they can build like a Ruber DAO, right? So you just ask the driver and the user to generate the proof to show, okay, how many years you drove with the Ruber and how many trips as a user you took with the Ruber. Okay, you're able to like redeem certain points or like tokens with the Ruber DAO through the zero-knowledge proof. And this is kind of like, this is the data shifting from Web 2 to Web 3, and the whole flow basically it's privacy preserving. That's mostly kind of like a sexy part. So you don't have to disclose exactly your detail information related to your privacy, but you're able to do the job. So as you can imagine, okay, so we are able to fit in the private data in any aspect into from Web 2 to Web 3. So it will be really depends on each user cases the scenario. Okay, let's say if you have some Web 3 applications and you are thinking about onboarding Web 2 users, or you are thinking about onboarding those Web 2 data which is helping your business model or kind of like benefit your Web3 business model, that'd be that'd be kind of beneficial to have those Web2 data.
Yeah.
For example, I think the ones I kind of think is kind of interesting would be related to the finance side. Let's say in the DeFi space, right? If you do kind of like a under collateralized lending, okay, you have to verify this, just like what we do in the traditional Web2 like a finance situation, right? You go for a bank, you want to take a loan or something. They want to verify, okay, your degree, your salary, or whatever, your father, mother, whatever, right? And then so it's but before zkPass actually there is no way to kind of at least to know certain amount of personal related information in a gentle way, right? So with us, okay, you're able to like feed into those like platforms with detailed information. I say, okay, you are able to verify your degree, my Web2 like credit score, how much is that, and also maybe potentially my kind of like my bank deposit or something related to my financial status. In that way, okay, the protocol is able to figure out, okay, this is like a high value person, and then you can define maybe a different sort of like lending rates or something. So this is a perfect way to like segment the users.
No, I
That's
love it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely. I think that the use cases that you shared, or even is over or the use cases on your website, it's really pushing the boundaries, and you are doing a lot of work in showcasing what ZK can do, right? To not just applications on Web3, but also in real life use cases, right? Like there's even one which is healthcare based, right? So that even it's a big market in itself. It's really beyond what we all know in Web3, and I think that could be also a huge contention, all right, in terms of widespread publicity or even some eyeballs into the space, right? So maybe just one more thing on use cases, right? Like, are there any use cases that you are excited about, which is maybe not known to anyone yet? Maybe it's just to you. Um, are there anything that can get you excited, that can get others excited, especially for the builders, right? People who are building in this hackathon, any that you could jot some hints to steer them in the right direction.
Yeah, maybe it's Joshua. Maybe you could help the builders, the developers listening to this. Inspire them with some of the stuff that they can do with zkPass.
Yeah, actually, in terms of like those like user cases, would be is not that difficult to figure out. How you can leverage zkPass to build a project or something like that. So you can just think of, okay, maybe a Web3. If you have a Web3 business model, right? You just think about what type of data from Web2 will benefit to you. Let's say if you're running a business, and then or like online, even the Web2 business, right, is the same. Let's say you're kind of like you are doing like Adidas, and then you want to know your competitors, kind of like the kind of customers, those kind of like a level or something like that, how much money they spend a day on your competitors or something like that. Actually, you are able to do that with that. So you can do an incentive programs. Okay, have the users to provide the proof to you. Okay, you are able to verify that. So that's kind of like so this type of like a impact even on Web2 is kind of like a surprise me. And this case is kind of like one of our kind of like the portfolio companies. So then they just, okay, I want to leverage this type of zk verification to know the market, even my competitors like data, right? So they're able to do that because this is a decentralized user base. As long as user happy, you gave them enough kind of like a benefits, and they're able to share the data with you in the zk way. So that's a good way to understand the markets, and also a good way to understand what's going on with everybody in the space. Yeah. So this type of thing is kind of interesting to me, and also if you want to do something with zkTLS or zkPass, I would suggest you to, number one, to think about, okay, what type of data benefits your Web3 business model or Web3 like users, So and then if you can think of any data, let's say if you are building a game, right, and then you like a gamified type of projects or whatever, and then you can think of maybe, okay, what type of Web2 game related data will benefit to you, right? We help to build a lot of like a gaming related ID projects. What they are doing is kind of aggregating all those Web2 related projects, and then so user able to generate a game profile from Web2 games, and just to show, okay, my status in the games industry, I am like a 10 years player of like game. I own a certain amount of like a NFT, whatever. So with that one, so user able to generate that proof. So it's kind of like, okay, now you are able to build your Web3 business model on top of Web2.
Okay, Joshua. So combining a few of some of the stuff that you said earlier and just right is that you talk about proof of humanity. Now you're talking about different, for example, gaming profiles. So the reality is that a lot of us have different profiles online, right? We have in a Web2 world, we have one social media account, another social media account, and then in the Web3 world, most people have like many wallets. So from a profile perspective, identity, and related obviously to what you do at zkPass, how should people be thinking about? Is it one profile, one person, one profile, one person, many different profiles, so the different data sets? Or are you also kind of thinking about it where builders can enable their own protocols to look at one individual person? I can actually have 3 profiles.
So I think, yeah, I think the way, number one is the way people own the data is different. In the Web2, okay, you get many accounts based off the platform. I have like a Facebook, I have like a Twitter, TikTok, whatever, right? So it's scattered around through each platforms. I think in the Web3, it's a user-centered model. Now, okay, I own one wallet. I hope I'm able to have all those data in just one wallet, right? I'm building off my profile through all those Web2 platforms, Web2 accounts, building just owning one big profile which contains the private data assets in maybe one wallet or 2 wallets, but I only just get one profile. It could be, so in terms of like the profiles, and then you just generate once, and then if you want to verify that one through like a cross chain or different chains, okay, that's a second level of infrastructure, you're able to do that. So which means, okay, combine, so you are able to, as a user, you are able to generate one big profile, maybe in one wallet or 2 wallets. It really depends on what your preferences is, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you're exactly right? Like in Web3, it's about owning your data, right? Now it's tagged to your one person. And I think this deserves the topic about whether now in Web3, sure, we own a user-centered ownership, right? But I would imagine also some people may want to accumulate they want one profile for their gaming persona and maybe another one for their DeFi persona. Do you know what I mean? But okay, that's I think a whole different topic which we don't have time to really dive into today. But I'll pass to Joel as well, because we would love to ask you a bit more technical questions. And while this particular stream is a bit more use case focused, because you were on a panel a few days ago where it was a bit more technical, but would love to understand, how is zkPass working with zkVerify as a Kickstarter for the tech, and Joel will have more tech questions. So maybe Joshua can enlighten us how you're working with zkVerify.
Yeah. So in terms of like, the technical side, I think you guys are doing that sort of like a general like verification side, right? And then the part we so in terms of zkPass, we have like 2 parts. The first one is the TLS, zkTLS is feeding the data. So which means, okay, you're using the TLS to log into any accounts. That's the first part, and you get into the data as a user. The second part, okay, once you have data responses from the server side, from the TLS side, okay, it will be up to like second level, which is the zero-knowledge proof part. So you generate that proof and then maintain that proof on chain and verify certain where on chain or off chain. So it really depends on. So this is a part on the zk side. I think we can. That's the part we are able to work with. zkVerify. So that's the reason. Kind of like we have this good partnership is because I would say as I mentioned in the last panel is kind of like okay, I think the most data become zero-knowledge proof will through like zkTLS, right? So most likely it will be generating much more data than like layer 1, layer 2 type of like zk projects, I think. Because this is everybody's kind of like a profile, and then especially with 80% of our internet data is account-based. So that you get a sense of how big the data is, yes, into zero-knowledge proof. That's the part I think is the circle back to Joe is I think that is the part we are able to like work together.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm excited for this partnership as well. It's always nice to grow that ZK pie together. I think even on the developer side of things or project side of things, I think collaborating and pushing the name forward is always the best way forward, especially in this market, right? So wanted to shift gears a little bit more, especially on the technical side. Love to hear, I think that the viewers also would love to hear, right? Like, what would you say are technical features or technical advancement that zkPass has that differentiate you guys, right, across any other zk TLS, right? Are there any products that you guys have deployed that puts you number one or puts you at the top, right? So maybe this is more for the developers who are looking to build, right? The question is really about what sets zkPass apart in terms of the tech side, apart from your competitors or even this landscape.
Yeah. So so in terms of like a zkTLS, we they are at least like two really important actually three important technology. First one is the TLS. It is the TLS side, and the second one is we call it type of either proxy model or like MPC model. So which means okay, so there are a few things. Number one is when you log into a website, we want to make sure okay you log into a trustworthy website to maintain that proof, right? Let's say you want to verify, you want to show me how old you are or what's your nationality. I hope you log into your government website and it's trustworthy enough. So this is kind of tell us. I want to make sure that the website is trustworthy enough. It's not like a fake one or something like that. So that's first one, you need to verify that. Second one is what if a user log into the website and then they forge the data? The user themselves forge the data. They say if they want to show you they have 1 million in the bank, somehow they only got 50 bucks. They potentially are able to forge the data and generating that proof. So how to prevent that from happening is we got two models. The first one is a proxy model. So proxy model is there's a centralized. So you can consider the proxy model is a centralized like a trust setup. So it's a centralized like an entity is there. So they can monitor okay user do not forge data. That's the model. Yeah. The second one is okay. It's a multi-party computation. So we are building like a multi-party computation decentralized network. So for each login into the website, randomly we pick one node from the network, combine as user, to log into the server. So this node is to prevent the user from forging the data. So there are two models within the zkTLS to make sure, okay, the website is true and then the user do not forge the data. And then, so as you see the zkTLS part, okay, the TLS part, okay, they are someone is doing like a proxy model, someone is doing like a multi-party computation model. And actually zkPass, we did a multi-party computation side before. Now we're doing like a hybrid. So it's because some website is because of different like HTTPS protocols, V1, V2. So sometimes it works, sometimes not. So if you do the hybrid model, it will automatically like shift according to like the website feature, the protocol. So just to make sure, okay, for any website, as long as you are HTTPS based, you're able to log in and you're able to generate the data. So that's on the TLS side. So you as you see or reading some research paper, they are proxy on the MPC side. I think the best model is what zkPass is doing, like a hybrid. It will automatically like a shift. If it doesn't work, okay, automatically, and in the back end, it will just shift into the the proxy model or the NPC model. And then the second part, once they go, okay, user able to log into the website, and then we are able to verify, make sure user do not forge data. Upon here, okay, it's good time to generate a zero-knowledge proof based off the server's responses. And then, so in terms of like, which zero-knowledge proof like algorithm we're going to use, we tried a lot. We tried like stock snark, and then so now we are like using like a vol-based vector of linear evaluation. So the reason we are doing that snark, basically it works with so the property or the feature we want to do with the zero-knowledge proof is there are few constraints. Number one is, okay, user is leveraging the local computer, the Mac, so they own like a desktop to generate down the proof, which means, okay, you cannot asking or require large amount of like computation power, like a AWS or type of decentralized like a computation services. It doesn't work. Number one, so because normal user are not going to subscribe for that, so which means that the calculations at the computation power is really limited. The second one is if you're doing like a browser extension only have 1.2 like gigabytes of memory. If you kind of like, okay, if the proof you are generating is a huge, let's say if you're generating proof with Snark, it'll ask a large amount of memory. So it doesn't work. And then the third one would be the proof generating time. So we are deal with like the users is the same, right? It's the individual users. They already experienced really good like a user experience on the internet or for any like apps. If you are generating a proof within like over 3 seconds, they just leave because of the user experience just really is not that good, right? So which means, okay, we need to work with we need to constrain the computation like a power. We need to limit the memory to generate that proof. The third one, okay, the speed of generating that proof and the verification needs to be at a really friendly user experience to be provided. So with this one, okay, we try to snark. Okay, now we're using vol. The reason the vol vector of linear evaluation works is because of it is perfect model to generating the proof with a very limited memory, and the speed of generation is kind of like only 1 second or 2 seconds, 1.5. So which means, okay, as long as you're able to log into your account, you're able to generate proof within maybe just a blink of eyes. That's it. So that's good enough. The reason for that one is because of the Snark, it works with the polynomial, so it's not linear. So that's why it require, if you're working with a Snark, okay, it takes like a large amount of computation power, so it doesn't work on our case. And then so the vol is linear. If we're talking about like the algorithm level, okay, vol is linear. Okay, that's why so it's linear, and also the feedback from the TLS. So which means the data formatting from the TLS is more like we using another one is AES. So those responses from the server side largely is like a 0.1 type of thing. So that's the feedback. And then vol is really good to converting all those like 0.1 into kind of like circuits, and then divide it into small circuits, and then you can calculate really fast. But if you kind of like deal with like DeFi, right? If you building a zero knowledge proof with the DeFi, which means you need to change into those trading data into zero knowledge proof, okay, it's a different story. So it doesn't work with maybe Snark works. So you really, by the end of the day, you really kind of like up to the tech to pick what type of like algorithm in the zero knowledge space is like fitting into like your business model or data structure or something like that.
Yeah. No, thanks for the technical overview. I think it's very exciting for the developers to hear also what sets you guys apart, and the many different product lines, and especially on the tech side that you guys have. Maybe just shifting gears to something a little onto the future for zkPass. Just a quick one. Are there any exciting things that that's coming up from zkPass that you're excited for? What's coming up? Are there any new partnerships that you can share here? We love to hear that, and yeah, I guess everyone would love to hear that.
Yeah, so right now I think we are because right now we are an extension site. So if you want to use zkPass services, you need a download extension, and then we are developing like an app model. So because a lot of like a data transfer from just through the DApps, so that's why we in the shorter amount of time we are able to develop the app in the apps. Okay, you are able to, let's say, if you using the app to generate data profile with the zkPass now, you are able to do that now. We in a couple of like weeks. That's the major updates. That's yeah, and also I think that we are able to. We are launching kind of a lot of campaigns on those user cases, and then if the users, the community, they are happy, and also we are have like a dev real communities, and then you are able to like join the community to explore, and also we publish something on the user case level over like 100 user cases, so that you should be able to find that a document about the ideas how you are able to leverage zk pass with those user cases. Maybe that can be really helpful in your business, right? So that's something. So the major kind of progress would be, number one, we are going to launch like an app model, app based, like you are able to like just call the API through the apps. Okay, you don't have to download the extension site. It's good for like a business side to use this type of services, and also for users. The second one is we are pushing really heavily on those like a community based user cases, and also some like a lot of like bigger. We are joining those bigger kind of like ecosystems, and also trying to grow the ecosystem with each parties. So because ZKTLS would be a benefit for each like a bigger ecosystem, right? If they have a kind of some like a projects in their portfolio or in their ecosystem, they probably think of, okay, maybe I can leverage zkPass to help them to upgrade the business model or like a user's data or something within their kind of like a bit space. So that's something we kind of like focusing on at the moment. Yeah, and also
Okay,
we are
thanks,
able to.
Joshua.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
thank you, Joshua. That's a I love that you're saying that. It's about how projects can think about using zkPass to upgrade and change and improve their business models. Yeah. So that's, I think, a very good kind of way to kind of close off. Joshua, you talk about building communities. That's why thank you, the zkPass and yourself for supporting and being a sponsor of the zkVerify hackathon. So for those of you who are still here, just to wrap up again, our hackathon end submission deadline is December 10th next week. And for the results to be out December 12th. So zkPass, as a sponsor, will be choosing a prize winner for their category as well. And for developers out there, we want you to know that zkVerify really helps you integrate privacy preserving and scalable solutions. You are able to scale your zk based applications more easily with zkVerify. We are a verification layer that offloads the computational work of verifying zk proofs from protocols and chains. So right now we support several proof types, and we are looking to integrate more. So if you want to build with us, build zkVerify, please find us online, zkverify.io, and zkPass is also here with Joshua. And we are also posting a link to back to the hackathon. Joel, can we post a link to the hackathon in the comments maybe? Let's see. Okay, I can't seem to post a comment right now. I don't know whether Joel is able to, but you know what? Since you're following us on Twitter/X, you can find the details of the hackathon online. But yeah, so thank you all for joining us. My name is Gwen, and thank you, Joshua, and thank you, Joel.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good day.
Bye.